Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. Today we're just going to be looking at my top 5 hardy plants for starting your tropical garden. Now, just to bear in mind with all of these guys, it does very much depend on your climate, your location, what kind of severity of winters you have. So these are all things to bear in mind when we're having a look at these plants. I'm based in Leicestershire, UK, which is my zone is typically an 8A to 8B. So again, and that's a USDA hardiness zone. So I'm just going to take a quick little walk around the garden. We'll show you a couple of the plants that if I were to, for example, start my journey again, would be my top 5 and first plants that I would go for. So just to start with, guys, we've got your palm trees. So this one here is a Trachycarpus Fortunei palm, or windmill palm. Now with this one here, these are typically hardy in the UK. Now it does very much depend on the size of the plant. This is something to bear in mind with all of these choices here, guys. When you are looking at a very small or baby plant, the hardiness does generally drop. And when I say drop, I actually mean not in the fact that you get better hardiness, you get less hardy of a plant there. So that's just something to bear in mind, that even with the Trachycarpus palms, which are reportedly hardy down to about -18 degrees C. Again, a smaller plant may need some form of protection in the winter, so just bear that in mind when going. Now, as you can see, we have quite a few of the Trachycarpus palms here in the garden. Once again, my kind of choice, palm for choice for kind of ease of care, hardiness, and relatively easily to pick up in the UK here. Next plant, guys, I would take a look at if I was going to start my journey again would be things like your yuccas. Now again, these should be hardy down to pretty much anywhere in the UK. I've never had any problems with mine, and I've never had to fleece or do anything with these. Find them very, very easy to grow. I do have a couple forms here. So this one you can see has got the startings of a bit of a trunk there. Lovely kind of bluey green color to the leaves. We also have this other form here, and again, similar, very bluey green color. This patch has been in the garden for a number of years, and again, never had to do anything with it. And I quite like the kind of leaf shape and size. It can get fairly large, anywhere up to around about a meter or so. Again, great choice for starting your tropical garden, as it requires sort of very minimal care, if any at all. Just following around from that, guys, just take a look here. We do have another one, which I would, again, if I could go back in time, and that would be the one right here. So this is your Colocasia pink china. Now it is one of the more ground hardy species of Colocasia that you can grow. Now these can grow very quickly in just 1 year, getting up to around about 1 meter leaf size. So quite a nice kind of tropical feel in the garden. Lovely kind of leaf coloration as well, and I think it really stands out among some of the other plants that we've got here. Just following around from that, guys, as we go, you'll see we have quite a few more of the yuccas coming down here, and I'll just show you one that actually has a flower spike on it at the moment. These do send up lovely white flowers in the spring and even throughout the year. Again, just something slightly different. So you can see here, this one has its flower spike going up now. This one was actually a rescue. You can see it's got quite a large trunk, about a 4 foot or 1.5 meter trunk on that one. Again, so adds that interest as well. It is an evergreen plant. So with this one here, you will get that kind of lovely structure all year round. And of course, you do get rewarded with these lovely flower spikes, which can go anywhere up to around about a 2 meter spike on those. Great choice for one of your kind of first few plants to add to your tropical garden. Following around from that, guys, just want to show you here. Now, this is a musa basjoo, or cold hardy Japanese banana. It is one of the most ground hardy bananas that we can grow here in the UK. Now this one is a 3rd year clump. It actually started out as just one plant. I'll give you some idea size wise. This is the kind of size it started out with here. Again, so that's roughly about 2.5 foot tall at the moment, and within just 3 years it has gone to that sort of clump. Now with these guys, the musa basjoo is not is not cold hardy in the sense of it will maintain its height. It is ground hardy, and really should come back every year as a perennial. Now with these guys, there are multiple ways to grow these, and depending on your experience and how much time you're willing to put into the garden, what you can do is after the first frost, you can chop off all the leaves, leave the stems or pseudo stems, and what you would do is essentially make a cage around those. You can stuff that with things like straw or dry leaves, put something waterproof over the top, and what that will do is hopefully means that your stems will remain through the winter even if we do go below freezing, which means in the spring your plants will start off at the height that you chop the stem, so giving you kind of a nice head start to the year. Now, just going back to the Colocasia, guys, this is one of our larger leafed ones here. Got that growing right underneath the musa basjoo. Again, you can see on this one size-wise, much bigger leaf size on that one. Lovely plant on there. Bear in mind that is also ground hardy, so that will just die back and come back from the ground each year. Now, my last plant, guys, just to show you here, would be your Tetrapanax. Now, this is a Tetrapanax papyrifera. There is the Rex form, which is slightly larger, slightly different leaf shape as well. But again, this should be hardy from the stem. Once you get the woody stem on these guys, it should be hardy from that stem there. Now, it is deciduous. It may lose its leaves during the winter, but it should come back every year from that stem. Now, what these do, guys, is they are a deciduous one as well, so it will drop the leaves, potentially if you get a hard frost or anything like that. But with that said, you know, once it kind of establishes itself, a great plant for giving you that kind of tropical vibe. You know, very large leaves on these. These can get up to around about sort of a meter and a half on some of the larger plants. So really giving you, you know, something unique and a bit of a talking point in the garden here. So with that said, guys, if this information is helpful, certainly feel free to drop a subscribe on the channel. Really helps the channel to grow. And if you haven't yet, check out our latest garden tour, as well as work on our pond project that we are adding in here. I'll briefly show you just before we go here. So you can see, guys, this is the one we're working on now. Lots of updates on the channel, and lots of content coming soon on this project as well. So certainly, with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.